The orbital station reeked of oil and desperation. Ethan Vale wiped the grease from his calloused hands, surveying the decrepit docking bay where he'd spent the last 3 years of his life. Most mechanics would have given up on this rust bucket long ago, but Ethan wasn't most mechanics. He was human, and humans had a peculiar talent for making broken things work again. The cargo vessel that limped into Bay 7 that evening was worse than most. Its hull bore scorch marks from plasma fire, and its engine sputtered like a dying animal. Ethan approached cautiously, his tool belt jingling with each step. The airlock hissed open, releasing a wave of stale air and something else, something that made his instincts scream danger. Inside the cargo hold, Ethan found her. Sirana was magnificent even in chains. Her fur, a deep amber striped with black, was matted with dried blood and grime. She stood nearly 7 feet tall, her feline features twisted in a snarl that revealed fangs designed to tear through armor. Heavy gravitational shackles bound her wrists and ankles, humming with energy that kept her pressed against the bulkhead. Her golden eyes tracked Ethan's every movement with predatory focus. The ship's captain, a Vexian traitor with too many arms and too few morals, slithered forward. "Don't get too close, mechanic. That one's a Kreshtar warrior. Sold her people out during the Purge Wars. She's being transported to the execution yards on Terminus 3. Ethan said nothing, but his jaw tightened. He'd heard stories about the Kreshtar, apex predators from a world where everything evolved to kill. Their empire had once rivaled humanity's reach across the stars. But that was before the Vexian Syndicate had orchestrated their downfall, turning the proud warrior race into slaves and gladiators. "Just fix the hyperdrive and stay out of the cargo bay," the captain hissed, credits already transferring to Ethan's account. For 2 days, Ethan worked on the ship's systems, but his mind kept drifting to the cargo hold. He'd seen slavery before, scattered across the lawless edges of colonized space, but something about Sirana haunted him. Perhaps it was the defiance that never left her eyes, or the way she held herself like a queen despite the chains. On the 3rd night, Ethan made a decision that would change everything. The cargo hold was dark except for the pale blue glow of the gravitational shackles. Sirana's eyes snapped open as Ethan approached, her muscles tensing for a fight she couldn't win. "Easy," Ethan whispered, holding up his hands. "I'm not here to hurt you," her lip curled. "Then you are a fool, human. Leave before I forget that these chains exist. The captain said you betrayed your people." Ethan knelt beside the shackle controls, his fingers already working through the security protocols. "Is that true?" Sirana's laugh was bitter. "I refused to slaughter a colony of human children during the border conflicts. My commanders called it treason. The Vexians called it opportunity." Ethan's hands paused. The border conflicts had ended 15 years ago, a brutal 3-year war between humanity and the Kreshtar Empire that had cost millions of lives on both sides. He'd been just a child then, but he remembered the fear. "So you chose mercy," Ethan said softly, resuming his work on the shackles. "I chose truth. Warriors do not make war on cubs." Sirana's voice dropped. "But truth has a price. My honor guard died protecting me. My clan was scattered, and I became this, a trophy for slavers." The first shackle clicked open, then the second. Sirana's eyes widened as the gravitational field dissipated. She could move freely for the first time in months. In a heartbeat, she could snap Ethan's neck and disappear into the station's lower levels. Instead, she stared at the human mechanic who'd just freed her without weapons, without backup, without any guarantee of safety. "Why?" she demanded. Ethan stood, meeting her gaze without flinching. "Because slavery is wrong. Because mercy deserves mercy. Because maybe if someone had made this choice during the war, a lot of good people on both sides would still be alive." Before Sirana could respond, alarms shrieked through the ship. The captain's voice crackled over the intercom, venomous with rage. "Mechanic, what have you done?" Ethan grabbed Sirana's arm. "We need to move. Now." They ran through the corridors, Ethan leading the way through maintenance shafts and service tunnels only a station mechanic would know. Behind them, the sound of pursuit grew closer, plasma weapons charging with deadly intent. "There's an emergency shuttle in Bay 12, Ethan panted. "It's not much, but it'll get you out of Syndicate space." Sirana pulled him to a stop, her clawed hand gentle despite its power. "Come with me. The Syndicate will kill you for this." "Maybe." Ethan smiled, that peculiar human expression that somehow conveyed courage and foolishness in equal measure. But I've got friends in low places. I'll disappear, find another station, another name. I'm good at making broken things work. The shuttle bay doors loomed ahead. Sirana hesitated at the threshold, torn between survival and something she hadn't felt in years. Hope, if you ever need a mechanic, Ethan called as she climbed into the shuttle. Look for Ethan Vale. Humans have a habit of turning up where they're least expected. Sirana's fierce expression softened into something almost like a smile. And Kreshitar have long memories, Ethan Vale. We do not forget our debts. The shuttle launched into the void, its engines burning bright against the darkness of space. Ethan watched it go, unaware that his act of compassion had just altered the trajectory of an entire war. Because 3 months later, when the Syndicate made their move to conquer the remaining human colonies, they found themselves facing an unexpected enemy. The scattered Kreshtar clans united for the first time in decades under a warrior who remembered that honor meant protecting the innocent, regardless of species, and they fought alongside humanity. Ethan Vale never learned that he'd started a revolution. He was too busy fixing ships, helping refugees, and quietly dismantling the chains of slavery one courageous act at a time. Some called him a hero. Others called him a traitor to galactic order, but the Kreshtar called him something else entirely. Friend.